Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bea Ixio St presence sensor for automatic sliding doors. And here's what it is, or here's what it looks like when it comes out of the box. Your iris or sensor down below. This video is going to serve obviously as visual proof of the item, dimensional proof, and then we're going to get into an overview of the unit itself. Okay, it's the sensor. We're going to take the cover off in a moment. You're going to get with it screws for attaching the case or the unit to your header. You will get a template, speaking of attaching it. You will get installation instructions. Perhaps the ones you will get will be in the language that you can understand. These are in French. Not really a big deal, quite frankly. It's very pictogram driven, so it's simple anyway. Then you're going to get the cable, the connecting cable. Okay. Now, it's very easy to pop the case or the cover off of this unit. I just insert a slotted screwdriver down into there, and I just separate the area slightly, and it comes right off without any potential for damage. Famous last words. Okay. There you go. All right, cover first. The cover can be purchased. It's not unusual to buy just the cover. It would be the point that would most likely get vandalized, if anything at all. Let's go over the dimensional properties of the cover since I have it in my hand. Overall width, 10 and 9/16. Overall height, about 2 and 5/16. Overall projection on the bubbled area, about 2 1/4 or so. The opposite end, about 1 3/4 inches. Okay, that's your cover. Now let's study the unit itself. Installation of these and configuring these is really straightforward. When you review the documentation first, you can immediately get to work adjusting all of it. Your cable is going to connect here, obviously. There's a legend as to what everything needs to be connected to. And indeed, you have a connector on one end, and then all of the loose wires on the opposite end for driving everything. The ability to adjust your range and your pattern. Okay. And that's the business end of the sensor. Now, there are several links down below this video that we're going to get to next. But first, let's take a look at the extended description down below this video. Bea's Ixio St is an effective, versatile, and easy-to-use safety sensor for automatic sliding doors. It can be used for both clear door openings and side light protection. The side light protection of this reduces liability via two 24-spot high-density infrared safety curtains providing precise presence detection. 4 visible red alignment spots are projected onto the ground to assist in precise IR curtain adjustment. Microwave active infrared overhead mount is the design of this unit. Intelligent programming and troubleshooting via a menu-driven LCD. That is, of course, your LCD. Onboard microprocessor optimizes data analysis, monitors sensor performance, and enables system integration. Fully monitored, internally capable of external monitoring as well. Now, let's get into the links below this video. The first document that we're going to look at is going to be called the cut sheet. The cut sheet is a summary of the information that's in the extended description, giving you an overview of the unit, which we have covered. The second page of the cut sheet will give you technical specifications that are important to know in terms of power requirements, in terms of bringing it up and online. It also will show you related products that may be appropriate for your installation, particularly, not uncommon to sell, that part number 10 remote. The remote is very common. People can obviously program the unit from a safe area, meaning you have a live entrance, and being on a ladder in front of a grocery store where there's people coming in literally every 5 seconds is better done with a remote. So that's very common. Like I said earlier, replacement covers, rain guard, not unheard of as well, and then the mounting bracket adapter is not uncommon. In terms of the specifications, it lists the max current that you can apply to it, 1 amp, or active infrared 400 milliamps, etc. There's really nothing else I think there to discuss in this video because it's all self-explanatory. The next document that we should look at is going to be the technical sheet, regurgitation of everything we've already talked about: specs, overview, dimensional properties. Okay, now the meat and potatoes of this is the link to the user's guide, and let's start to go over the user's guide now. In the first step of configuring the unit, obviously, is attaching it to the area that you want it to be installed in, and there is on page 2 of the installation instructions the mounting height that you're working with, and then the detection width. So you should be understanding the relationship between the two. How high you put it will also define your depth. Your height and your depth are related. The size of the detection field varies according to the mounting height of the sensor. The full door width must be covered, so keep that in mind and confirm that you can accommodate the height requirement depending on the depth requirement that you're looking for as well. Now, page 2 shows the wiring, shows where all the small leads will go to: power supply, opening input, safety input, and test output. The first thing you'll do after it's installed is you're going to, you can call up activate your visible spots by pushing the scroll control button twice. You'll pump that twice, and it's referred to. Visible spots, push twice. Okay. At that point, you can adjust the depth of the visible spots by working with the inner portion of the knob that's here. Okay? That's right here. Closer is clockwise, further away is counterclockwise. That's all very simple and straightforward. The next thing to do is to adjust the width, and you're going to do that with these two controls here. And as you rotate them clockwise, you'll broaden them out. But you can see, and quite frankly, it's just easier to refer to the diagram, how you can tailor that to skew it to one side or to narrow it down. Broaden it out, skew it to one side, or just simply narrow it down, and that's there. Always verify the actual detection field width with a piece of paper and not the spot finder, which detects the whole emitting field. You'll want to just use some old technology to be able to accurately detect that. And the field conditions might hamper your ability to see the field. Okay. Now we're going to move on to page 3. Next step is to adjust the LCD settings, and you'll do that. You'll pull up via either the remote or the LCD menu. It states there, just give that turn wheel, the star wheel, one push, one push, and then you can scroll through by turning it, and then you can select the setting by pushing it. So you're going to set the LCD setting. Standard will be for inside installations. Critical or outside installations, select critical environment. Installations in narrow streets with pedestrian traffic, shopping street is what you'll want to select there. And of course, testing it all afterwards. And after it's set, you'll go for a long push greater than 3 seconds, and then you'll exit the menu. Okay. Test the good functioning of the unit prior to leaving the job site. Don't Don't partially test it. Get 45 minutes away on a Friday with traffic to be called back to the job site. Been there, done that. Now, how to use the LCD, that is going to come up on page 4. Page 4 is going to give you the factory versus modified settings that you'll bump into. Other settings navigating the menu, which are all self-explanatory. How to go back, how to change the language of all things. Changing a value, push, scroll down, enter again. The LCD remote is also possible there for you to provide that as well. Now on page 5 is an overview of the settings in terms of the structure of the LCD menu. Okay, so you're going to want to review that, and you'll see that there's not much that's really there to dig into beyond beyond what we've talked about, except for the time, the minimum and maximum value time that you're detecting for, which is shown on page 5. Diagnostics are there, and troubleshooting is on page 6. Very simple and straightforward. Installation is on the last, overview is on the last page in terms of general maintenance aspects. Don't use a corrosive, abrasive pad to clean the sensor at all. And then again, last page shows you the specifications. Now, the final document to review in this video is to call your attention to the document called Product Catalog, and that is an overview of the BEA line of material. Their name is quite synonymous with sensors, with transmitters, with receivers, and all of the hardware that's really common and typical that you're going to find in the automatic door industry. Not only that, but standard doors as well, especially when they get into the transmitters and receivers. That material can be used to great effect when trying to wirelessly control something like a lock set. The length on the cable, they listed at 120 inch. It's coming up just ever so slightly shy of that, but nonetheless, you're dealing with basically a 9.5 foot cable. So keep that in mind. That should be plenty length for you. In conclusion, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the BEA products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the BEA, IXIO-ST presence sensor, or any other BEA product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.